Good morning, everybody. This is Alyssa Cooper, and this is Cooking in Quarantine. I'm a little early this morning just because I'm a little ahead of schedule. So I figured rather than putting things on ice, that I would just keep moving forward so that I can go ahead and kind of do the last couple of steps here live with you guys. So I'm making spinach soup. So let me tell you what I've got going here. So the recipe called basically for onions, green onions, garlic, and a potato, right, as the base of your soup before you put in your spinach to wilt. So what I did was I had half an onion in the fridge. You know how I like to privation cook and not waste anything. And so I used a remaining leek. I threw in about a half a cup of peas that were in the fridge. Leek, peas, and then I added that to the other ingredients that it calls for. Why not? Why not waste it? Now it's funny, this recipe calls for, when we burr this up, calls for us to add half whipping cream or half heavy cream. And like, half of how much? Half the volume of the pot, half the box you happen to have. So anyway, I thought that was a little funny. But I also thought that while this is cooking down these last few minutes, I actually should probably give this a little stir. Oh, it's all good. That's no problem. Nothing's sticking. So really, I kind of feel like, you know, this spinach, I want the last little, I've been putting it in batches just because, you know, you want it to wilt down nicely. And I'm just letting this cook. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit. Just a little bit. And I thought that the recipe shows this with like a drizzle of heavy cream here. But I think it would be better if it was a little heavy cream mixed with a little sour cream. And after I get a taste of this, wouldn't you always put a little lemon on your finished spinach? That's what I would do. So, but you know, I can't do anything the way the recipe says to do it. So that's the story here. So anyway, guys, I know it's getting close to the holiday. I don't know what you guys have planned to do. And hello, Denise. Good morning. I have to have a relatively benign medical procedure, but with cases on the rise, I have to be able to pass a COVID test. I'm not really concerned about that, but I'm not going to put that at risk because it's only going to get worse over the next few weeks, and I don't want to put this stuff off. So anyway, my family also, in an abundance of caution, has, I think, I haven't double checked with them in a day or two, in Kentucky, I think they're planning to, I think whatever the nicest day in the next few days is when they can safely and comfortably eat outdoors around the fire pit and be masked otherwise. We're just trying, boys and girls, with 95% approval vaccines. The end is in sight, guys. Like, really, just wear your masks, love your neighbor, even if they don't want to wear their masks, love them anyway. So anyway, before we start burring up this soup over here that's just bubbling away, let's make a little crema. I think that'll be a fun thing to do. And I get to use my cute little green things that I like so much. So I'm going to take here, I can play with all kinds of toys that I enjoy. So let's see here. I'm just going to take really and truly just a little scoop. Can we see what we're doing here? Where's my hands? There they are. So I'm going to take just a teaspoon or so, maybe not a teaspoon, let's call it a heaping tablespoon is what I'm going to do probably. Or actually, I'm probably just going to clean up the top of this, because why not? So look, that's a lot. That's probably more than a heaping tablespoon, maybe closer to 2. And I'm going to take that. I've got another one. Maybe that's 3, or maybe even a 1/4 cup down in there. And then, like I said, you need a little you need a little acid on this, so I'm gonna put some zest in here. I like the zest. It's very satisfying. What do you think? Clove of garlic? Too much? Too much. Let's not do that. I am going to take a little bit of this heavy cream and put a little of that in there to thin this out a little bit. I'm going to put a couple of cracks of salt. Why not? And maybe a little pepper. Very good. And remember, I've read that when you have chili flakes and things, that you have a crazy lower likelihood of ever having heart attacks, heart disease. So I put some chili flakes in here too. It's like my new thing. I'm going to put them in everything. If you don't like it, you don't have to come to my house for dinner, do you now? I'm so sorry if it's too healthy. So after 20 years of blaming everything that's wrong with me on sciatica, I learned yesterday that that's not the case, and that I might be able to solve a problem that's been bothering Maria for a really long time. Me being Maria, of course, in that analogy. So this is going to need some more of the cream to get thin enough. I want it to be able to drizzle, almost like, so that I could maybe make a pattern on the top of my soup when it's finished. So I'm going to put, that's probably about another tablespoon. I'm just going to do it a little bit at a time because I don't want it to get too thin too fast. There we go. Nice, nice. It's coming along. Let's see, it's still a little thick. Let's go another tablespoon. There we go. I wonder, I don't think I have any megs of nut. Any nuts of Meg, any nutmeg, that I could grate a little directly into here, but I need to put that on my grocery list, along with the Worcestershire, and that's getting closer. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm probably not going to eat this immediately, right, because it's soups, and you want things to congeal together. That's lovely, and that's just going to get lovelier over time. So that'll be my little topping, along with croutons. Now, the recipe I looked up suggested that you make your own croutons, but I always have, usually, those are nuts, a bag of croutons, so why make your own? I burn the bread, right? So why would I do that to myself? We'll pick that up later. So now let's see where we are. I'm going to turn the heat off. And let's see. Oh, lots of steam there. Oh, look how nice that looks. So nice. Now, I don't think that's going to hurt anything in here. So let's just see that everything seems to be, yeah, the potatoes are falling apart. So that potato is going to create kind of the creaminess of it with the cream and the milk. There's no flour in this, but if it doesn't come out and doesn't turn out to be as thick as you'd like it, you could always, right now, at this point right here, sprinkle a little bit of flour onto this before you go to the next step. Now, I probably should have done this, a little sooner, but I thought it was more fun for you to see me throwing spinach into the pot. And I wonder if I need to do this in batches or if this is going to go all over God's green earth. Let's do this in a safer way rather than just the fly-by-night kind of way. Do I not have a mixing bowl handy? Anyway, here's this mixing bowl. Oh yes, I made tuna salad last night. That's where the other mixing bowl must have gotten to. So let's give this a quick little wipe out. Quickie, quickie, quickie. Beautiful. So yeah, in my family, since my family in Kentucky is going to do Thanksgiving on an odd day, we've agreed that I'll FaceTime in and I'll have a turkey sandwich while they have turkey dinner. It's my brother's favorite meal of the year, and so it's all holds barred. No, it's everything that you could ever possibly want for Thanksgiving. Corn pudding and all kinds of yummy good stuff. So I'm going to get my handy dandy burr mixer here, and I'm going to turn it down to 1 just to see what it looks like when I start burring it up. Burr, burr, burr. Here we go. Get that down low, and that is not going to be enough to get that to do much, so we are going to turn it up, and that's much better. So just, oh, look at that pretty color of green that's coming out with the spinach. Oh, how pretty. This is going to be a beauty. Now, I'm always conservative with my stock because I'd always rather a soup go into the fridge for its overnight rest a little too thick, so that then tomorrow when you go to heat it back up, you can add some more stock to it. That's the beauty of box stock, and why I sing the praises of this amazing, particularly this hearty vegetable broth from Trader Joe's. I just simply adore it. Okay, that is a great texture. Now let's see what it tastes like. I can see. Now, of course, no soup is ever as good day 1 as it is day 2. Sometimes even day 3 is the magical day. But look, you've got this really bright green color. It's delicious. It could use more salt. And so now that I've done that, instead of transferring again, I'm going to do this batch over here, and then I'll blend them together. And this is, I hope I don't make a terrible mess. I may not have enough stock left in here for this to actually do much, but I can get it going. Move this over here. I think I will move this over here. Now that I get in the pan and realize what's happening, I'm getting baby food everywhere. Nope. Can't hold that for a long period of time. So I'm going to take this, and this is much more potato, so that green color I think is going to soften up here after I add this second half of this here. This scoop. And, you know, this idea of doing days and days and days of soup has been really great, really interesting, fun to think about and work at, and, you know, how to use things. And, you know, for example, I probably, if I hadn't looked up, I would have started with just mirepoix. There'd be carrots and celery in this as well. And it was really good for me to read. That's why every now and again you got to read a recipe. Speaking of reading recipes, tomorrow I'm making beef bourguignon. It was an idea I had when I pulled a cork on a bottle that seemed a little past its prime, and what a perfect thing to do, right? So I started to make it yesterday, but then I realized we probably won't eat it until Friday or Saturday, so let me wait until it's the right day to make it. So that's going to be on for tomorrow. I have over here at my elbow 3 recipes that I printed to read and compare. So I compared, of course, Julia Childs. Julia Childs is de rigueur, right? And then I pulled up New York Times Cooking. Why else do I subscribe to them, right? And then I pulled up Ina Garten's. The only meaningful difference, it seems to me, is whether or not you put beef stock or just wine into the Dutch oven, right? All right, now that I've gotten this all beautifully blended together, and like I said, it is not salty enough, so I'm going to fix that now. or at least begin the process of fixing that now, and give it several grinds, because this is quite a lot. This is probably 6 batches of, or, you know, reasonable appetizer bowls, if not lunchtime bowls. And a little more chili flake. A little more chili flake, because there's not really any meaningful sense of heat to this. And it's my friend Vicky. I'll have to call her back. So anyway, here we go. And I'm just going to get that mixed in there. Beautiful. There we go. I've got that ready to roll. And now, like it said, what does it say? It says half heavy cream. So I don't think it wants me to put this much heavy cream into here. So I'm going to assume that what it meant to say is a half a cup. And I'm going to go down here and get my half a cup, because it's handiest. There it is, very handy. We'll just give it a wipe just in case. And because this soup is still quite warm, I'm going to want to blend this in pretty quickly and not let it just kind of flop around. So now let me drag this back so that we can all see the magical fun. Okay, oops, here we go, and here we go. It's good. Gives me something to lean it against, and something I was washing dishes the other day and realized that an egg yolk or the rest of an egg wash from when I made the pot pie last week just cooked in the sink. That was not pretty. All right, we are very close here to having what I think is going to be a ready to cool, beautiful soup. Oh my, think about this. Chock-a-block with iron. Yum, yum. This is the kind of delicious thing to serve anytime. And this is so pretty. I just think the color is so pretty here, especially now. I don't know if you can see, but now that we've put that cream in there, it has kind of lightened up, softened that color a little bit, and it is pretty. So I'm just going to go right here and see if I fixed it okay. And I'm about to run out of battery on my iPad, so that is fantastic, guys. So I'm going to highly recommend that you consider adding a spinach soup. It'll make you strong, like our friend Popeye, right? And we all need to be, pardon me, the croutons are having a battle with my my island, pardon me. So get some iron-rich soup. Hello, Jules. And get that going on and take care of yourself today, guys. That's all I can say, right? It's going to be a long winter, but spring is going to be a joy, because we're probably going to be able to get a vaccine and be able to go back outside again, right? Be around people. Maybe not have to wear a mask every day by the time we get to summer. I love you all. Take care. See you tomorrow. Beef bourguignon. Oh. Hello, Lucy.